Construction 13, how to draw a right angle triangle when you're given the length of the hypotenuse and the length of one other side. This is known as RHS, right angle, hypotenuse and side. Here is an example. Draw triangle ABC where angle ABC is 90 degrees. The distance from A to B is 5 centimeters and the distance from A to C is 8 centimeters. Like constructions 10, 11 and 12, when we are dealing with triangle constructions, we tend to try and draw a sketch first to help us draw the construction. Now, since I noticed that one of the angles here is 90 degrees, when I draw my sketch, I'm purposely going to make the sketch a right angled triangle, like so. And it's very important when I label A, B and C, wherever I put the corners, that they match up to the 90 degree angle. So what I mean by that is, if you look at angle A, B, C is 90, that means that the middle letter B must be at the corner where the 90 degrees is drawn. So here's my 90 degrees, I must call this B. Now A and C don't really matter too much. I'm going to put A here and I'm going to put C here. So we have triangle ABC, where angle ABC is 90 degrees as shown in my picture. In addition, I know that A to B is 5, so that's 5, and I'm told that A to C must be 8, so A to C is 8. Now, if we look at our sketch, we see that we have a right angle triangle, or we know the length of the hypotenuse, so we have H, and we have one other side, either this one or this one. We know this one, so we have RHS. So it's an RHS construction. Now to do the construction itself, I'm going to start with drawing A to B. In this particular example, you can see that A to B happens to be a vertical line. Okay, so I'm going to pick position A here, like that. I'm just going to draw position A, and I'm going to draw a line roughly down my page, quite long, longer than it needs to be. Now, since my triangle is going to be downwards, I'm going to put a measuring line up high up here somewhere out of the way. So I'm going to draw a measuring line like we did with all the other triangle constructions. I'm going to call this the 0 position. And on the measuring line, I'm going to measure the distances 5 and 8. So 5 is there and 8 is there. So I've got 5 centimeters and 8 centimeters. Now, if I go back to my sketch, I want to draw where point B is. So it's 5 centimeters straight down. So I go to my measuring line and I put my compass point at O and I bring the nib in until it's at 5 centimeters. Like so. Now, the 5 goes from A down to B. So I go to point A and I swing an arc down to cut that line, and I make sure that I show the arc. Like so. So this is location B. Now, I now need to, according to my sketch, I now need to draw a right angle here. We can measure that using a protractor, or you can use an alternative method with a compass, but here I'm going to keep it simple and use a protractor. So I get my protractor and I'm going to put the center point over B and put the 0 mark or 180 mark in line with A. Now, point A is just in the right location that I can line it up, but if it was inside here and I couldn't see it, there's no harm in extending the line further. It's a construction line, you can just make it longer. So I would just line up A and B and extend the line a little bit higher. And then when you put your protractor on, it's much easier then to line up the 0 and the 180 with the top of the line. Now I'm measuring 90, so I go 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and I put a dot at 90 degrees. And then carefully, using a straight edge, I'm going to connect that dot to B and extend the line out to the right. I don't know what length it is just yet. I just draw a line. Now at this stage, I should have a 90-degree angle here if I've done the construction correctly so far. Back to our sketch. The only other information we know is that the distance from A to C is 8. And it's from A down to C is 8. So I'm going to set my compass at 8 centimeters. I put compass point at O and I extend the nib out to 8, like so, 8 centimeters. And I know from my sketch that it goes from A. So I'm going to put my compass point at A and I'm going to swing an arc like so. And everywhere on that arc is 8 centimeters from A. But you will notice that there is a location where the curve cuts the line that we drew earlier. And this must be the location of point C. To finish the construction, I join C back to A with a straight edge. And then I heavy in from B to C. And also A to B. And I don't rub out the construction lines. And what we have here now is the full construction. We have A to B, which should be 5 centimeters. We have A to C, which should be 8 centimeters. And we have angle ABC, which is 90 degrees as requested.